in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Wrong one. La 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 la. Just doing my vocal warm-up stand before we go live. La 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 la. Do you have any vocal warm-up stand before we go live?
Yours.
We've got 4 seconds. 3, 2. No, Dan? No, we're only messing about, everybody. Yeah, we are live now. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this Elite FPL stream where myself and Dan will be previewing Gameweek 17. But I got some breaking news, Dan, that you are unaware about. So, official FPL / the Premier League have announced that 2 teams will now be playing their games that are rescheduled in blank Game Week 18 and double Game Week 19. Those being Burnley versus Man United has been added to blank Game Week 18. And into double Game Week 19 is Man City versus Aston Villa. Now, for me, it changes nothing. To be completely blunt with you, I've just watched Andy on his stream, essentially saying, panicking about Man City players and everything. And sometimes I think to myself, Dan, regarding the blank game weeks and everything, the people seem to go a bit balmy. They seem to go a bit mad. They forget that at the end of the day, these games aren't going to be 3, 4, 5-0. They're going to be, as I predicted yesterday, I think they're going to be very boring matches, like you told me in a voice message yesterday. Dan, do you have any immediate thoughts to these games added to blank game week, or you're not really bothered whatsoever?
No, it's interesting. Certainly for game week 19. I've only got one Man City player at the moment, which is Cancelo. So, but yeah, Burnley, Man United, game week 18. At the moment, technically, I've got 3 Burnley assets in my squad. Of course, including Stevens, who came off the bench for a 1-point cameo on this particular game week just gone. So, but no, it does make things interesting, particularly for that game week 18 captain, which, from what you've just told me here, the armband will be on Fernandes. So it does make things kind of a bit more lively and a bit more interesting. It's
funny because I was thinking blank game week 18. I may captain Lacazette. I generally was thinking I'm going to bring in Tierney and Lacazette for free. Just bring in for Calvert-Lewin and Zuma. That's what I generally was going to do. Just bring in those two for free. Captain Lacazette versus Crystal Palace, and just go with it. And have I think I would have had a total of 5 players for blank game week, because those game weeks specific. Let's just bring it up on screen to give it a more real feeling. Those games. Okay, apart from Man City, as discussed yesterday, I feel like we're going round in circles at the moment, Dan, because we seem to be on this show every single day at the moment. But really, the only games that stick out for me now are Man United away at Burnley, where that's going to be 2 or 3 goals to Man United, and as I stated, Man City at home to Brighton. I think the major news for most people that are going to be panicking is more for game week 19, which is obviously the following game week, in which Man City have now been added to the double game week, in which now they'll be facing Crystal Palace and Aston Villa at home. So essentially you're looking at probably 2 clean sheets for Man City at a guess. Once again, Bilal making a very, very point here. We are all guilty of overthinking these particular game weeks and binning off the game weeks around. I completely agree. Don't get me wrong, this specific massive double game week 19 coming up is worth probably investing in. But the reality is, Dan, is that actually, I think within reason, people just need to settle down a bit.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just bringing the information up on screen. I'm on my mobile phone. And I agree with what Bilal said. Really, you've got to think about the games in and around that. But looking at Man City's fixtures now, so obviously game week 18, Brighton, double, Palace, Villa. Then after that, Steve-O, it's got West Brom away, Sheffield United and Burnley. I mean, those fixtures are pretty good. I mean, obviously, Villa will be tough and Palace on their day, but that's pretty, that's pretty green, as they like to say in the FPL community. So it does make it quite interesting for Man City assets and what to do with people like Jesus, who's just constantly frustrating. Is Aguero going to be fit? I mean, I took it just seems to be the captaincy curse at the moment. Took KDB out after he was blanking against the likes of West Brom, and then lo and behold, Salah last night blanked again. So,
well, did you watch the game, Dan?
I did.
What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. No, it was a good game because I was expecting. Like I said to you on the phone the other day, a bit fatigued by teams going ultra defensive, and I thought Newcastle, Liverpool.
Talk to us about that, Dan. If you want to just remind me and, more importantly, tell the audience what you said to me and why you're thinking like this.
It could be a bit of, captaincy frustration, like the Man City West Brom game, which wasn't the best of games because West Brom parked the bus. Newcastle, Man City, once again, in Newcastle, and that game was just dire. And even Man United Wolves, it was just a flat game. Whereas last night, I did enjoy it more because Liverpool were playing some good football, but I actually really did appreciate Newcastle's commitment and their defending. And they had a little bit. Yes, they were defensive, but they went ultra defensive. Even in the first half, they had a couple of chances, and even in the second half, there was a chance from I think it was a set piece or a corner. So it was just a case of the Newcastle goalkeeper making some excellent saves and a brilliant clearance from a corner as well when he jumped above the players and cleared it out, and an absolutely wonderful goal line clearance from the Newcastle. I think it was. You're going to have to help me out here, audience. One of the Newcastle's defenders got a terrible man bun hairstyle. So
Yedlin?
You're going to have. No, Shaw. Is it Shaw?
Shaw. Oh, right, yes.
Yeah,
Shaw.
Fantastic clearance. When Mane looked certain to score, so you got to kind of appreciate that. So, but yeah, as a Salah owner, I to that point, I was just like, they brought Shaqiri on with 3 minutes to go, and I just thought that's a bizarre substitution. But that game week 16 was what it was, really. So, but yeah, I mean,
did you get through to the
like you
cup?
say,
I'm assuming you did.
I think I did. Yeah, I mean,
You must have
what?
done.
I've been so focused on the league. I haven't even checked. Are you through to the cup?
I am, yes. I'm actually through to the cup. That's the only thing I'm going to be it's like, I don't know, whatever Premier League team you want to choose, I can only concentrate on the cup now.
I am. Wow, I didn't qualify last season, so I'm so happy, and I'm up against. I do love the cup because it's so random.
Yeah.
Tommy 11, Tommy Sheridan. So Tommy Sheridan.
I mean, let's you keep talking, Dan. I'm going to bring it up on screen for people to see who you're up against, mate. You carry on talking. So Tommy 11 or whatever they're called. You go for it, Dan.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously the cup is quite exciting, really. The first round, and it's the top 4,019.
4 million.
Number 40, yeah, 4 million scorers in Game Week 16 will enter the first round. If there are more, blah 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 blah. I qualified with a Game Week rank of like 2.6 million. Whatever, who cares? I'm there. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this. I've had a few years where I've kind of done okay in the cup, then got knocked down at the last round. But I'm just looking at Tommy's team now.
Yeah, I've got it up on screen.
He's got Ben Rama. Who is this Tommy?
Yeah, so for people listening audio, we've got McCarthy and goal, Robertson, Reguilon, Justin. You're thinking, that's not too bad. Salah, Benrahma, Fernandes, Jones. Admittedly, these are also subs coming in as well, but Davis, Aston Villa, Calvert-Lewin, Kane, Son, Johnson, and Reece James. So obviously, Reece James would be in for, I'm assuming, Jones, and Son in for Davis. So he's playing a 4-4-2, it would appear, but... Yeah, Dan, you liking your chances against this Tommy?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But we all know what happens in the cup. That you draw an opponent like this. No disrespect, Tommy, if you are watching by an absolute weird freak of nature, but they have an amazing game week. Like you draw this team, and then I don't know, like bloody Benrahma plays and gets a hat trick or something. So I do. Like I say, I do love the cup because you're up against random teams from across the world. You've got clue who your opponent is, and I bet this Tommy is sat there thinking, "Who's this Daniel Bull? Who is he?" Like so, yeah, it will be quite interesting. And like I say, we're kind of going nowhere in the league, so it does give you a chance to kind of, aim for something.
Yeah, whereas with me, for example, who is now ahead of you in the Tour Elite, mate. Now gone ahead of you by a few points. I'm up against... I can't read
Literally
on screen.
3.
3 points, yeah. I'm up against the lad that played his wild card this week. A pretty good team, to be fair. In fact, I'd say a very good team. You've got Meslier in goal, Robertson, Justin, Taylor, Salah, Fernandes, Neto, Susek, McGoldrick, Abraham, Banford. But then you've got to take into account the bench, which is Son, James and Cancelo. So I'm up against, although they're ranked really badly, I mean, I'm not one to talk considering my rank is atrocious as well. But they've got a decent rank, Dan. So I'm, a rank similar to mine, 1.3 million or whatever it works out to be there. So I'm actually in for a bit of a tough tough game against this particular individual. I'm not particularly looking forward to it. I mean, the differentials are Abraham, Cancelo, Reece James, Neto, Justin, Taylor, Meslier, Susek. So there's a lot of differentials up against me, and yeah, well, I'll be able to. I'll hopefully be able to get through. Hopefully be able to get through that. But yeah, this, like I say, everybody, this particular stream is actually supposed to be about previewing and predicting game week 17. It's all up and running. It's coming thick and fast. But Dan, you were also saying to me on the voice message that you're getting a bit fatigued with the amount of football. I actually know where you're coming from. Tell us why.
No, a little bit. It's not so much. I suppose you can almost have too much of a good thing. Like I say, I mean, particularly with the current situation, it is good to watch the football, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of nice to have a break at least for today. But it's, as I say, it's more teams that are just going ultra defensive, and I just want to see some games, but like a bit like Villa Palace, Chelsea, Chelsea Villa actually, but they just teams just kind of go for it, and it's entertaining and you love it. It's great. But I mean, I did enjoy last night's game more than I was expecting to, because I thought Newcastle played really well and they deserved their point. By the end of the game, I was just like, you know what? You kept a clean sheet against Liverpool. Fair play to Newcastle for the amount of commitment and effort and an excellent sort of defensive performance there. So, yeah, I'm still looking forward to these games, and it is getting quite exciting now that we've got a double game week coming. So I'm sure, I'll be right back up for it once we start with the next game week.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all saying here that loads of Egyptians decide to make up fake accounts. Of course they do. Of course they do. I completely agree with you. Shano83 saying, who is going into the double game week? Well, to be honest with you, like I said, you just need to think logically. I think people panic about, I'm one of them, but people panic about double games and stuff, to get 2 points or 4 points if you're lucky. Obviously there was the famous story, was it last season or season before? Shane Duffy. It's one of those.
Oh, God, don't remind me about that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Got over that now.
Yeah, it's Shane Duffy, Brighton. He had a really good set of fixtures and came out with 0 points or -1, whatever. Absolutely pointless. Nahal saying, would you still look to offload KDB? Look at the fixtures. No. How do you feel about this Burnley takeover? I cannot be bothered to talk about it because I'm just repeating myself 1,000 times. Essentially, here we are, Mr. Reed. This is for you. Essentially, it's this. So long as they continue doing what Mike Garlett was doing, which is put money into the facilities, the training ground, the upkeep of everything, I'll be happy. So long as they just give money to Sean Dyche to spend on players that he wants. That's all we need. Done. End of discussion. Thank you. Next question. So moving on to the preview, I suppose, Dan. The preview for game week 17 is up and ready. It's all up on screen, and we kick off. We go straight into it, Dan. Oh yeah, by the way, Happy New Year. I couldn't give a stuff about it. Dan, I know you're a bit more of a traditionalist. Do you want to say any words to the several people that are watching us right now?
Yeah, just Happy New Year's Eve, Happy New Year and all that jazz. It's obviously not the same this year, but hope you're enjoying this stream with something nice, and that you have a good evening, and fingers crossed 2021, eh?
Yes, absolutely. Fingers crossed for 2021. Nahal saying 100% agree with you. Sean Dyche has done such a great job with Burnley and managed to keep them up. Yeah, absolutely. But anyhow, let's kick it off. Let's just get on with it, Dan. Let's kick off with tomorrow's game, New Year's Day. By the way, everybody, myself and Dan will be doing a deadline stream at 3 o'clock. So we'll all be having a laugh during 3 to 4 p.m. All nothing too serious, all just fun and games. But yeah, we do kick off, Dan. It's so bloody typical. I've actually now got Sky and Amazon, whatever. And the first game isn't on Sky or Amazon, it's on BT bloody Sport. It's an early kickoff. It's Everton versus West Ham. Dan, what are your thoughts on this particular fixture? And of course, what are you predicting for this game?
Yeah, I mean, West Ham obviously drawing 0-0 with Southampton. And, I mean, there's been so much football. Obviously, Everton's game was postponed, cancelled, whatever you want to say. But I do feel that Everton will have a little bit too much quality for West Ham. I don't know what the fitness of Antonio is. It seems to be something we mention every time we preview a game that involves West Ham, of course. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Everton in this particular game, and maybe Calvert-Lewin can get some more returns.
Goblin, I've done your request, but I'm telling you now, I know for fact that'll be your end. I'm telling you now, that'll be your end. So I've done it on request, but I'm telling you now, I know for fact because I do a lot of research into all this stuff. So anyhow, yes, Everton versus. Oh, what did you say, Dan? Sorry, I was a bit distracted there.
2-1 to Everton.
2-1 to Everton. You're expecting West Ham to score. We've got a few people here predicting what the score will be. If you want to have a laugh, just join in with the fun. But FPL Maestro saying 2-1, Padrag 2-0, Tarek 1-1, Bilal 1-0 Everton, Ramanathan saying 2-1 again with 2-1 with Susek scoring. I am actually in the green to Bilal, and Bilal, who is top of the score predictor game, congratulations to you, mate. I'm trying to catch you, but it's there's a lot of very, very good players in that particular league there for the score predictor. But Bilal, you're agreeing with me. You're going with the same score as me, 1-0. West Ham, they're just without Antonio, they're absolutely hopeless. They can put an attack together, and they remind me of Burnley, to be honest with you. They get so far at the pitch and they just don't know what to do with the ball, or they just lack in quality up front. And I just think Everton will do a professional job. I think they'll see this game out. I mean, I initially put 2-0, but Everton at the moment are struggling for goals as well. So I've gone 1-0 to Everton, but it's the usual line from me. It really wouldn't surprise me if it ended 0-0. Now, as I always state, the history just seems a bit pointless this season. It's been doing absolutely awfully this year. But the history is going 2-1 to Everton. Everton have won 3 out of the last 6, while West Ham have won 2. Across the last 6 fixtures, there have been 19 goals. So there could be quite a few goals down in this particular game. Now on to the evening fixture, which should be... I think this game could be a lot of fun, Dan. I think that Man United versus Aston Villa could be and should be a very entertaining game. As you already mentioned, Aston Villa do seem to be a team that aren't afraid to attack. Defensively, they're absolutely solid. Man United, on the other hand, defensively are rubbish. They always seem to concede goals. They don't exactly... I don't know, how can I put this? They're not exactly that exciting, shall we say, moving forward. They like to hit on the counter. Could this be goals? I don't know. I think Aston Villa are really, really good this year, and I think they're just going to cancel each other out, Dan. And I'm going 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, last season it was 2-2, and Grealish got some returns there. As I say, I've watched Villa in the last couple of games. Villa are doing fantastic this season, really, as we all know. Had a treble up on their assets. Had Martinez, obviously Grealish, and Watkins. I have taken Watkins out since in the last couple of game weeks. But, Manchester United, second in the league. Liverpool dropped points last night. It's getting interesting towards the top of the table. Fernandes keeps on returning. Glad to have him back in my team after that ridiculous transfer in game week 15. But in this particular game, I think it will be quite close. But I do kind of feel that United will edge Villa out. I don't think there's going to be a lot in it.
No.
I'm going to go for... I'm going to go 2-1 to Man United.
Calm down, Dan. There's no money on this. 2-1 United. Yeah, I think it'd be 2-1 either way, something like that. But FPL Master saying 2-1 United, Nuclear Atoms 2-1. Shano83 2-2, Karma Baby 2-2, Tarek saying 2-1 to Villa. Yeah, I can. Do you know what? I can see it. FPL Bear, another one. I'm assuming it's the same one that's playing in the score predictor. You're doing absolutely exceptionally well. I think that you could be onto something there. 3-1 United. I'm looking forward to that game, even though I won't be watching it. But it should be should be entertaining. Again, the history saying 1-0 to Man United. There's been 3 1-0s across the last 6. 2 of them for your Man United. There's also been 4 clean sheets across the last 6. Of course, 3 of them being for Man U. A game that should be quite open, but it won't be. But it should be. Saturday lunchtime, Dan. It's Spurs versus Leeds. Talk to us.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody else earlier about Leeds and what a great team they've been this season. Was talking, fantastic win against West Brom. Harrison doing really well. Rafinha, all of these players. Dallas been fantastic since he's come into my particular team, racking up the points. So got a lot of love for Leeds. Haven't got any love for Tottenham. Boring manager, salty fans, small club. So come on, Leeds. I'll be wearing my Leeds shirt. But having said all that, I do feel that I've got 2 Spurs assets in my team still, who didn't play, of course, against Fulham because the game was postponed. I just feel that Leeds we know how Leeds are going to play. Mourinho's going to know. They've caused Tottenham some problems, but I just think Tottenham will be too street savvy for them in a way, and they can just pick them off on the counter-attack because Leeds, they just have this gung-ho approach. So I'm going to say it will be... I think Leeds will score. I'm going to go...
Come on, Dan, you did this.
Yeah, no, but I've got my own records to beat. So I'll go 3-1 Tottenham, but I hope I'm completely wrong and I hope it's the other way round.
Blimey, O'Reilly. If you are enjoying the fact that Dan's taken half an hour to predict a score, I'll tell you what, during that silence, hit that like button. There's over 100 people watching right now. Support the show by just simply hitting the like button. On that note, Padraig saying 1-1, Tarek saying 1-1, Bilal 2-2. Bilal, you think Tottenham are going to score more than 1 goal? FPL Maestro 3-1 to Spurs. 3-2, Matthew Zaishi is saying to Spurs. I honestly think this is going to be quite a tight game. Leeds of late, okay, they battered West Brom. I mean, West Brom were an absolute joke the other day. But I'm expecting, with Mourinho's experience, to really come through this. I think they'll edge this 2-1, but it wouldn't surprise if it ended 1-0, 1-1. Maybe even 2-1 to Leeds, but I think Tottenham will just edge this. The history is saying 2-2. There have been 2-2 draws across the last 6. Tottenham have won 3 out of the last 6. And Dan, I've got a bit of a trivia question for you. You're going to be interested in this or not? It's a bit of an easier one. You should be able to get this because it's not that difficult, especially with your knowledge of Premier League history. So, back on the 23rd of August 2013 was the last time Tottenham played in the Premier League against Leeds at White Hart Lane. Now, Tottenham won 2-1, but who scored Leeds' only goal that game? It's quite an easy one.
What year was it?
2013.
In the Premier League?
The Premier League, yes.
That's not possible because Leeds weren't in the Premier League in 2013.
Well, I will triple check this or double check this.
I will have to question the question.
I'm telling you now, Danny boy. I'm telling you now that on the site that I use, it gives you the last 6 fixtures, whether it's Championship, FA Cup, the Super Senior friendly that was played in 2017. It doesn't matter. And the last time, according to this, and I'm about to bring it up now, once it loads up, which it has done now, the last time they played each other, in the English, 2003, not 2013, 2003. So you are it is my David Brent. You are the best. So, Dan, I apologise. So in 2003, who was Leeds' goal scorer that day?
Let's have a guess at Mark Viduka.
No, I'll give you 3 guesses, but no, that's not one. Good guess, though. Very good guess.
Yeah, Alan Smith.
Hey, well done to you and
it might be Smith. Yeah.
Bilal. Bloody hell, Bilal. You are.
Bilal's got Google though. I haven't.
I think you're making a bit of a disservice to Bilal there. He is very good at basically predicting things and getting things right. I believe he got there was a random question I asked you a few weeks back, and I believe he got that right as well. And he did it within seconds. And this chat is all live as well, and everything. So yeah, well done, Bilal there. Thank you, everybody. I've got also another question for you, Dan, that'll be coming up in a minute. I'm just writing something for 2 seconds. This is very unprofessional for me. Here we go. Let's get back to the game, shall we, Dan? It is Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United. Two teams that are in appalling form at the moment. Terrible, in fact. Crystal Palace cannot score, as I always say. Sheffield United cannot score. So can you guess what score I'm going with, Dan?
0-0?
No. I think Sheffield United are that bad that I think Crystal Palace are going to edge this 1-0 thanks to Wilfried Zaha. What are you thinking on this particular fixture, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, Palace got a good result against Leicester. Obviously bouncing back after 2 bad defeats. Sheffield United, I don't want to keep putting the boot into them every time we talk, but they're on their knees. So they might not even be on their knees. They're probably on, fall down. So I will say Palace have got a decent chance of keeping a clean sheet. I'm going to go 2-0 to Palace.
2-0, that's exactly. Do you know, it's interesting, Bilal, if you could just write in the chat, why is it that you're doing so well at the score predictor, but you're not doing great at Fantasy Premier League? You're about what, 1 point? You're in the 1 million mark area, aren't you, Bilal? Something like that. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that, like me, you're not having a great season. Then again, I could ask myself the same question. Why, Steve, are you, within reason, pretty good at predicting games, but you're not that great at fantasy football? For me, it's called stubbornness. Padrag saying 1-0. Tarek saying Crystal Palace 2, Sheffield United 0. Hello, David Delaney. Heavy Metal 20. I know you were here at the beginning, Heavy Metal. Thanks for the support, pal. 2-0. Palace 1-1, 2-0. Boo. We're saying 1-0 Palace. FPL Maestro Oprah Felham 0-0. So yeah, it's a very low scoring game. The history, though, surprise, surprise, is going 1-0 to Crystal Palace. There's been 4 1-0 victories across the last 6. 3 of them all coming. Three of the 4 coming for the home team. So there we are. Now then, we move on to Brighton versus Wolves. Dan, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, Brighton, I mean, they just got edged out by us. Wolves drew with Tottenham, narrow defeat to Man United. Struggling for goals a bit, Wolves at the moment on the cutting edge. I'm going to go for a draw with this game. I think it will be, I'm going to go 1-1, and maybe Neto could get some returns, which wouldn't be good for you, for your cup rival. Hello,
FPL Tips. Hello, FPL Little Saints. Hey, lads, wishing you all a Happy New Year. Yeah, same to you, pal. Bilal saying, I'm now up to 460k after 9 green arrows in a row, but he's saying here that I predict the results based off my instincts, and I don't let who I own in FPL affect my predict. Yeah, exactly. Same here, my man. On to Brighton versus Wolves. I'm thinking that this, I'm just repeating myself, Dan. Wolves can't score and Brighton can't score. However, Wolves have got enough in the tank to get something out of this game. Defensively, they're pretty sound. And Brighton, the problem there, isn't there, relegation-wise? You think they should be worried? Or do you think there's just worse teams in the division?
I think there are worse teams. Sheffield United, West Brom being 2 of them. They could, if results keep, they're not going their way, they could be a bit of a problem. But I don't know, from what I saw the other day, I think they've just got about enough quality to stay up. They do play some good football. Obviously, got the likes of Lamptey, that's been a great kind of cheap defender to have in early on in the season, and other players as well. So I think, with their Premier League experience, they will just stay up. But as I say, lacking a bit of a cutting edge at the moment, like a lot of teams. So I think Brighton will stay up, but could be a bit hairy for them.
Bilal saying, are you copying him? His results there? No, he's definitely not. Lee Aussie, hello mate, Happy New Year, lads. boys more specifically. 1-0 to Wolves. Nuclear Atoms saying 1-1 Heavy Metal. 1-1 Bilal is saying. Matt Henley 1-0 to Wolves. Oprium saying 1-1. Ramanathan 1-1. I'm thinking just like here. Matt Henley 1-0 to Wolves. The history saying though 1-0 to Brighton. There's been 2 1-0 wins. Both for Brighton. Both home wins. 2 0-0 which came away from home for Brighton. So very peculiar. So they've had 2 1-0 home wins and 2 0-0s at the Molineux Stadium. This is very, very strange indeed. Now, I've got a bit of a trivia. Listen up, everybody. Bit of a trivia quiz for the next game, which is West Bromwich Albion versus Dan's team, Arsenal. So get your thinking heads on, everybody. So it's West Brom versus Arsenal. Dan, here we go, everybody. You can quote this straight away. It's quite simply this. Arsenal can't score. West Bromwich Albion can't score. However, Arsenal have got the quality to just about get through West Bromwich Albion's defence. And for the third match in a row, I'm going, as in predicting games today, I'm going 1-0 again to a team. And in this specific case, Arsenal. Dan, it's your team. Go for it. What are you thinking on West Brom versus Arsenal?
Well, I mean, 2 wins off the bounce. Confidence back up. Here comes Big Sam to put a boot in Arteta's confidence. So, I mean, you can just see it now. The Panto villain's there, ready to get another point and claim that he's the greatest manager in the universe with the greatest moustache ever. Only the second part is true. I mean, West Brom absolutely smashed by Leeds. Obviously, that's a game they might come out and attack a little bit more. I didn't watch the game. I saw the goals. With us, Lacazette, I think, needs to start after his, goals in successive matches and his hold-up play. This won't be an easy game. No. But I do feel that we'll just get over the line. I'm going to go for 2-0 to the Arsenal and Bukayo Saka to be amongst goals.
Andre saying 3-1. Happy New Year to Peter Peters. 1-0 Nahal to Arsenal. 2-1. Bilal is saying. Padrag 1-1. But Fire Talks here late as usual. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you, pal. Boom is saying 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 Ramanathan. 1-0, 2-0, 1-0 to the Arsenal. You get the idea. Come on, Dan. Sing along. Come on.
I'll tell you what I have been reading recently that I got probably the best Christmas present I've had in years is Paul Merson's autobiography. It's called How Not to Be a Professional Footballer. It is brilliant.
Okay.
God, like, when the title of the book and the cover, you think, oh, this is going to be a bit silly, but the stories he tells in it, just brilliant. So even if you're not an Arsenal fan, highly recommend that book.
Here we go then. So there's the book recommendation. Well, here's a question. Little Saints as an Arsenal fan is saying, Little Saints, you're going to have to speak English. I have no idea what that means. Mr. Carson, don't recognise the name there. If you are brand new around here, everybody, anybody new around here, hit the subscribe button. If you are enjoying the stream, hit that like button. Let's do really well on the likes again. Always helps, but anyway. So, Nuclear Atom saying, can I get a Happy New Year in advance? I'm just 1 hour, 30 minutes away. Dan! Take it.
Happy New Year, Nuclear Atoms. Happy New Year, my friends.
There we are.
I'll start charging for these.
Yeah, well, many people do, Dan. So, how much? 25p per shout out?
Say 50p to be generous. I've just liked the video, Steve-O, as well, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. So that trivia question, everybody. This day, 3 years ago, so in 2017, 31st of December.
Yes.
You drew 1-1 with West Brom.
I remember.
Who scored Arsenal's goal?
Alexis Sanchez.
I'm afraid not, Dan. Now then, do you want to ask the audience?
I don't want to ask the audience. I remember watching this game at the pub and I was...
Right, hold on a minute. Have I done a mistake?
This was my New Year's... The only reason I remember it is because that was my New Year's Eve 3 years ago. I was invited out.
Oh, hoping I haven't made a mistake here.
Oh, there's a new season of Black Mirror coming out. It's come out tonight, and I was like, oh, I'm going to stay. So that's the great anecdote from that particular New Year's Eve. I could be wrong. Do you know what I mean?
You are wrong, Dan. In fact, I thought I was right.
Okay. So
I thought I was right. I thought I was going mad. I thought, Danny boys, he's... In fact...
I might have had one or two more drinks than I remember. I will say...
Right, well, then all you lot in chat, who scored... Well, we do have a winner here. We have a winner. No, we have two winners, but it's the person that came in first. So you're going to get another attempt? I'm afraid not. You'd be here all day, I think. You'd be here all day. I'll tell you the team. See if this helps. Check and goal. You played a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1. Koscielny, Mustafi, Chambers as the back three. Then you had Kolasinac and Bellerin on the wings with Xhaka and Wilshere in the middle. Sanchez, Iwobi behind Lacazette. The substitutes that were made that day were Mertesacker, Maitland-Niles and Welbeck. Is this helping you out at all? Who scored?
I'm just thinking how many crap players you've still got there.
I mean, well, it's a bit of a... To be fair, I'm being a bit naughty here. It's a bit of a trick question.
Was it? I bet it was an own goal or something.
Yes. Yeah, it was an own goal. But can you remember the player who got that own goal?
I'll just guess Carl Bartley. I just guessed an own goal, please.
No, congratulations to Nahal and Heavy Metal. It was James McLean.
Oh, well, I mean, he's such a popular guy, isn't he?
Now,
so, yeah, I mean, honestly, I would not have remembered that. Blimey.
James McLean scored in the 83rd minute. When did West Brom score, though?
In the 90th minute.
Yeah, 89th minute. And can you remember who scored that and how?
No, is the answer. I'd imagine it was one of their centre-backs or something.
No, it was you conceded a penalty and our boy, Jay Rodriguez, slotted it away, making it 1-1. What were you drinking that night, Dan? What were you drinking that night, Dan?
Desperado, I remember that.
Jesus Christ.
Drink of choice. Water at the moment.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, Nahal, you're putting Bilal to shame. Well done. FPL Master saying, I bet these guys...
How do people remember these things anyway? I've got a good memory, but that's just ridiculous.
FPL Maestro calling out a bit of Google cheating. I want to put faith in our audience and say that they're doing this through their own football knowledge. So we move on to... Jesus Christ. Sunday afternoon on a cold winter's morning up at Turf Moor. Spirits will be riding high. The fact that we've been taken over by some American company. Crying out loud up against a team who hasn't played for what seems like 6 weeks. It's us versus Fulham. Take it away, Dan.
Yeah, it's a 6-pointer, but Burnley have pulled themselves out with some great results. And as I say, Fulham have picked up quite a bit recently over the last few game weeks. Just once again, I think Burnley are going to edge through this game. It's going to be another resolute performance, and I can just see it. I can just see a 1-0 to the Burnley. It's the old George Graham school. And on that note, I'm going to put a light on because you guys probably can't see me at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to go. Burnley will shut the doors. 1-0 to Burnley.
Well, you're agreeing with FPL Maestro. 1-0, 2-1 Burnley. Tarek saying, Padrag is saying 1-1. Denver saying 2-0. Nuclear's 1-0. Bilal going 1-0 Burnley. 2-0. Boo is saying, we can't score more than 1. We're lucky to score more than 0, I can assure you now. I personally think this game is going to be absolutely awful. It's going to be drab. Fulham They do like to attack. Let's not beat about the bush here. They do like to attack, but Burnley will be. Let's just turn off Dan for a second. Burnley will be holding off for that 1 pointer and doing the usual story of booting it long, trying to find Chris Wood to head it down to Ashley Barnes. Although I think there could be a possibility that Ashley Barnes or Chris Wood may not start. It's unlikely. It's about a...
Whoa! I've still got Chris Wood.
Like I said,
this is drama.
I think Jay Rodriguez, there's a tiny possibility he may start. It's a very small possibility, but I'm just letting you know, Dan, that you should have come to me asking about Chris Wood, whether you should have got him in or not. I would have told you straight away no, but...
Have you seen what Random Junkie said in the chat?
Go for it. Tell us.
5-4 for Burnley.
Hey?
I think he started drinking early.
What's he saying? Oh, 5-4. Yeah, I think you're drinking a bit too early, my friend. A bit way too early there. None of those. 5-4. That's more goals than we scored all season. But yeah, I'm expecting this to be a drab 0-0. So my results for the last 4 or 5 fixtures have been 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0. And it doesn't get any better. So the next game after that is that team that you watched last night, Newcastle, up against Leicester. Now I think that Leicester... Oh, sorry, Dan. What were you thinking? 1-0, wasn't it? I didn't actually do the history. And the history's saying...
Yeah, 1-0 to Burnley.
Yeah, the history's going 2-1. Incredibly, now admittedly a lot of these games have been played in the championship. But across 6 games, Dan, there have been 24 goals scored in this fixture, which is very, very high. That's up there with like Man City versus West Ham and Liverpool versus... Who the hell was it? I think it may have been us. Liverpool versus us. Just goals. So yeah, 24 goals scored across 6 games, very high. There's only been 1 draw, and Burnley have won 3, Fulham have won 2. But yeah, Newcastle versus Leicester. Newcastle, like you stated last, I didn't watch the game, but as you stated, put up a very, very good defensive display. Darlow was on the form of his life. Some of those saves, as you stated, versus Salah, specifically one against Firmino, just sublime. I think Leicester have got enough in the tank, and I'm scoring more than 1 goal for Leicester. I'm going 2-0 to Leicester, Dan.
Yeah, I've got a feeling Leicester have got, without knowing that they've got a good history at Newcastle, I can just see, things in my mind remembering back Leicester victories there. So I feel that, yeah, Leicester have been great away from home this season. Newcastle did very well last night, but I do feel that Leicester will pick them off. I'm going to copy you. I'm going to go 2-0 to Leicester. I don't think Newcastle can score in this game. And yeah, I just, as I say, maybe Vardy will be playing. I know in the Acho got the missed penalty against Palace, and Brendan Rodgers want to get 3 points here.
Vardy.
So Harvey Barnes, of course, as well, doing very well the last couple of game weeks. He's adding goals to his game now after being much the man in the box that gets into the right positions but doesn't convert. But now he seems to be converting. So that could be a nice little differential for this particular game week.
Tarek go 3-1 Leicester. Booth. Exactly the same score on 3-0. Padraig 0. 1-0 to Leicester. Bilal, here we go, everybody. Bilal's going 2-1 to Leicester. Ramanathan 1-1. Random Junkie 2-0. Nuclear Atoms 2-1. Yeah, like I said 2-0. Dan said 2-0. And the history is saying 2-0. Leicester are unbeaten away against Newcastle, winning 2 and drawing 1. So you're right about that. They've got a decent history away at Newcastle. Then we finally move on to the afternoon kickoff. It is Chelsea versus Manchester City. Ooh, Dan, take it away.
Let's hope this game goes ahead. That's one thing I will say. But yeah, it should be once again an interesting game. Man City defensive assets have been returning a lot over the last sort of 5 to 10 game weeks or whatever it is. Cancelo doing excellent. They'll be a bit fresher, having been that game being cancelled in the previous game week. Chelsea under a lot of pressure. This is going to be a big game for Chelsea because, losing out to us, drawing with Villa, losing to Everton. The pressure is on, as they say. I'm hoping this will be an entertaining game. I'm going to go for Man City, though. I just feel that they're going to rise to the occasion. They're going to smell blood because Liverpool are dropping points. And I've got a feeling that Sterling's going to do well in this game. I'm going to go 2-1 to Manchester City.
2-1 to Man City. Semi-sweep say a disappointing 0-0. Denver is saying 3-0 City or highly likely a 2-2 draw. FPL Maestro 2-1 to City. A match is thinking it's going to be a tough one. I agree with you. It's going to be a tough one. Padrag 0-0. Chelsea to play the same way as they did against Spurs and United. Man City 2-0. Bilal is saying. Bilal, the man in the know. Fire Talk, if you're still watching, I know you're doing very, very well in these score predictions. I'm surprised you're not chipping in with your results here. 0-0. Heavy Metal Tarek 2-2. 2-1 Boo is saying. I'm agreeing with Bilal. I've written down here Chelsea 0, Man City 2. Chelsea, to me, every time I see him, just when it comes to the final third, cannot seem to put the ball in the back of the net. I actually think they've dropped so many points by just not being able to get the ball in the back of the net. They've had so many opportunities to score. They just haven't put it in the back of the net for the 20th time in saying that. And that's why Man City, defensively, they've been so good of late. I think they've kept like 8 clean sheets in 9 games or something like that. And that's why I'm expecting, I think, great shout, Dan. Sterling to do all right. Maybe Aguero could be back for this game. We never know. Pep Guardiola coming out with those comments a few days ago, whenever it was, saying that Aguero's key and they've missed him. So maybe he returns. Who knows? But yeah, I'm like you. Expecting Man City to come out of this quite comfortably. The history is saying 2-1 to Chelsea. There's been 4 clean sheets across the last 6. 3 of them for Chelsea. 2 of them for City. The reason why there's 2 is because one of them was a 0-0. The last 2 fixtures, though, have both ended 2-1 to the home team. So Man City winning 2-1 at home and Chelsea winning 2-1 at home as well. And now finally, I tell you what, I'm actually saying a tough one for Chelsea versus Man City. I tell you what, Dan, Southampton versus Liverpool. Liverpool's away form being questioned now. I'm struggling with this. I don't know how to call it. I think this could be really, really tight. I think this could be really, really tight indeed. Straight away, Balan in there, 1-0 to Liverpool. I do expect Liverpool to come out on top just. I initially put 1-1. Southampton can score. Liverpool are, as we know, pretty poor at the moment. Defensively, always seem to concede. I know they didn't concede last night, but I think Southampton will score. But Liverpool to just come through 2-1, Dan.
Yes, it's kind of a must-win win. A must-win game for Liverpool. As you said, Southampton are having a good season. Liverpool have just got to edge over, get over the game and get over the line. And win. I'm stuttering on my words here, so I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool, and Salah will get a brace. Just to
you think
captained in the last 2 game weeks?
You think
that's what will happen?
You think Mr. Tired Salah that's looking fatigued a bit? Nah. You think that he could come good? Do you?
He'll just come out and get returns and get a double digit haul out of nothing. So it's just sod's law, isn't it? Really, that the last 2 game weeks he's done nothing. Everyone will be like, do you know what? I'm not going to captain Salah, and then against Southampton he'll turn up in a must-win game. So, but I think it will be quite a competitive game, and I'm not expecting it to be easy for Liverpool.
And what did you say the score would be? You reckon? Sorry.
2-0.
2-0. You reckon they're going to keep a clean sheet then?
Yeah.
Owen,
how it works. Yeah.
Owen Curtis 2-1, Brian Tavares 2-0, 2-0 FPL Maestro, 1-0 to the Saints, Ramanathan is saying. Match is saying 1-1 or 2-1. Danny Ings 2, Liverpool 1, Francis Logan saying. Cy Bellamy's here. He's going for Salah captain. There we are, everybody. May have to do. In fact, I might just do the same now. Cy Bellamy, top 1,000. Lax Braden 1-1. Matt Henley 2-1 to Liverpool. History saying 2-1 as well to Liverpool. Liverpool have won 6 out of 6, Dan. Full house. Keeping 4 clean sheets. But of those 4, only one of them came away from home. So expect Southampton to score. And talking of captaincy and teams and everything, what are you planning on? Hello, Dissus. Happy New Year from Australia. The year is already feeling better. Don't know though if it's the drinks or the placebo effect. Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, Dan, what are you planning on doing with your team? Have you thought about transfers? Have you not even consider anything? I mean, what specifically are you thinking for game week 17?
Well, it's funny because if you're just watching me on camera now, I'm on the app basically, playing around with things and having a look and seeing what I can do. This is the good thing of doing, the video call on the mobile phone. So yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I could stick my neck out and go for Salah captain for a third time, but do I feel like it'd be third time lucky? Based on what I've just said, yes, but the one that sticks out to me is Fernandes, really. I do think, as well as Villa have done, that he's a player full of confidence. He's integral to everything Manchester United are doing at the moment. So, yeah, that's what's standing out to me at the moment. But I'm just looking at my team now. Bamford away to Tottenham, not so confident on returns there. Kane at home, Son at home. These guys are blanked in the last few games. Chris Woods at home to Fulham. Some of these
come on, get real here, Dan. There's only going to be 2 or 3 options in your team that you're going to captain. It's going to be Kane, Fernandes, or Salah. Let's get real here. There's no point.
I'm just talking about my team as a whole. I know things are heating up. I know there's a 3-point gap, but I've got to consider the whole team. I could go crazy. I could captain Cancelo. So
he'll still get more points than my captain, I can assure you.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I think it's a toss-up between Salah or Fernandes. At the moment, it's going to be stuck on Fernandes. But it is very interesting with this news about the Man City players and Game Week 18, double Game Week 19. I'm tempted to get Sterling in, but he hasn't really... He's flattered to deceive it. Whenever I've got Sterling in this season, he's done nothing. And then the week I've taken him out, he's returned, like against Fulham. So... That could be very, very tempting just to get up the mini league even a bit more by a bit of a differential there.
Yeah, absolutely. We got several people in the chat obviously saying who they're probably going to be captain. Heavy Metal saying Vardy, Dissus saying Son, Matt Henley's Son, Bilal is going Son, Chris Smith, Kane or Bruno for himself, Lax Braden, Vardy or Son. You said you're going to be going with Salah. I mean, when we look at your score predictions, Dan, the highest scoring game that you've gone with is Tottenham versus Leeds. So why wouldn't you consider going with Kane if you think that of all the teams here that Tottenham have got the highest chance of scoring the most goals in your opinion?
Well, the thing is, Steve, Kane, Son, the game against Fulham that was cancelled, obviously, but it's in the game weeks before against Wolves, they did nothing.
Tough game though.
Tough game. I mean, also Liverpool and I'm just trying to remember. Obviously, the Leicester game. That's the one that's burning me at the moment. That was the game that I expected them to return. And then look at the Villa assets. Grealish hasn't been returning recently for 7.5 million in the midfield. That's very frustrating considering Villa have had some good results in the last 2 game weeks. So, yeah, Kane could return. I think it will be... It just feels, at the moment, over the last, I'd say, 7 to 8 game weeks, most of those game weeks I've done reasonably well. I've had 1 or 2 stinkers, but I've done reasonably well. So let's say 6 out of 8 game weeks I've done okay. And it's always going with that safe captaincy option. I mean, there was a comment, I think it might have been Bilal or somebody that commented yesterday about trying to be really differential and different and all edgy at the start of the season and then just kind of following the template a little bit more and actually going up a bit, ahead of the people, the sort of casuals or whatever the term is that you like to say. So it just feels safe going with Fernandes as captain, really. I don't want to screw up my captain because then, if I screw up my captain and the rest of my team doesn't do well, then I'm shooting back down again. So, yeah, maybe I just don't have the cojones to captain Kane at home to Leeds.
Any thoughts of transfers ahead of this game week, or are you just sticking with the team that you've got?
No, I think there's a few. There's a team up on screen now. I don't even know.
Yes, yeah, of course it is, Dan. This is a professional job. Of course, the team's up on the screen. It was up there the second you started speaking.
Okay, so I look at the team now. It's perfectly fine, but there's a doubt over Taylor.
I doubt he'll be playing. I very much doubt it.
Yeah, so maybe get rid of Taylor. Possibly get rid of Wood. I can guarantee as soon as I get rid of Wood, he'll return against Fulham. So it could just be a case of get rid of Taylor, and then kind of do more transfers in game week 18. Maybe take more of a hit in game week 18. But I look at my bench. Balbuena didn't play against West Ham. I mean, Jason was saying last night about the importance of having a very strong bench, which I thought was a really good point because of the whole unpredictability of games getting postponed, players getting rotated. So that could be something I could look at as well. So maybe Balbuena and Taylor could be out just to get some defenders that are definitely gonna play.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I completely agree with you. I mean, if I was in your shoes, not that you're a rival or anything. As a rival, I should have said, I would, without wanting to give you advice, but I generally wouldn't be doing anything with his team. I'd just play, Cancelo over Taylor. That's it, done. And maybe, I've forgotten who's playing. West Ham. West Ham away at Everton or Brighton. No, who have you got? Who the hell's that? Bernardo. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Bernardo.
Do you know what?
I've just given he's got a nice name, so I've just put him in the team. He's one of the lads. He's on the bench, and he's an enabler.
Yeah, I think I'd just hold. If in all seriousness, I'd just hold onto your team if I was in your shoes. There's nothing you need to change with that team. They've all got really semi-decent fixtures. You're almost certainly going to be captaining Salah. Sorry. So yeah, I think that I think you're going to be in for a good weekend. I really do. Or more to the point.
I don't know about that. I think you're just trying to build my confidence up, and then so you can gloat when you're 6 points ahead of me in the next preview we see.
Well, we don't know. I mean, that's just like I say. I've got nothing to play for whatsoever. It's just this cup. To be honest with you, I mean, if we bring up my team up on screen now, essentially, I'm not doing any transfers whatsoever. I don't need to make any transfers. My team is there in black and white, or in green and white, more to the point. And I'm going with Son, Dan. Someone made a point in chat that Leeds made McTominay look like a world-class player. And all that Harry Kane is going to be doing is, cheers for that, passes the ball over the top, Son onto it, and Son goes and scores. Could I change my mind? Yes, I could. But I think my gut instinct was stick it on Son. I'm going with Son. It's a 12:30 kickoff, but with these games coming quick, thick and fast, to hell with it. Unless something changes in my mind, I think that for me, like I said, I'm thinking that the Liverpool game is going to be quite tight. The Tottenham game, I think it's going to be a lot more open than what that Southampton game should be. And yeah, I think for me, Son captain, from my point of view, is what I want to do. And like I say, moving forward, it's just get rid of the Deadwood, Zuma, Ward-Prowse and Calvert-Lewin. And essentially it would be bringing in 2 Arsenal players and God knows who, basically. It's as simple as it gets. I mean, for me, I'm just not... I don't know, it's just something about Salah at the moment. There's just something about him, Dan. He just... Look at a bit tired. I don't know, there's just something about him. Whenever I've seen him on screen, he just doesn't look like he's... don't know. He's
Well,
cutting a bit of a frustrated player, it seems.
it's funny. It is funny, just to interject though, it's funny you say that because recently there has been this talk about I don't know, it's all like sort of newspaper speculation, but it was an interview that he gave that, he could sort of, he wasn't too happy about this, wasn't too happy about that. Maybe he would like to move to Spanish team one day, one of the big teams in, Barcelona, Real Madrid, of course. So Klopp had to dismiss that, but that could be reading way too much into it. I think it is just a case of you've got crowded defences, really, and you can be. Lionel Messi's been doing this for years, going up against these packed defences, and obviously most times he comes out on top. But it's tricky. I mean, it's had some good goalkeeper displays he's been up against, and there's just that high level of expectation. I mean, it's almost the case that you think to yourself, right, hold on a minute. So we've got this top world-class player playing against this poor team. We've got a captain, and we expect the minimum of double-digit return. And then you think to yourself, well, hold on a minute. What about a more open game, where both teams are going for it, where the goals are going to be scored? Like you said, Tottenham, Villa. Tottenham, they do what they do. They have a certain style of play at the moment. But yeah, you could see more goals in that game. Whereas West Brom, Newcastle park the bus against Liverpool, and even if Liverpool win, they might just be by a goal or two. So you might just want to look for those more open games to captain somebody in that particular fixture, really.
I'm going to deliberately bring on, because no disrespect or anything, Marty, but you're annoying me, so I'm going to annoy you. So listening for fireworks, everybody, right now. We're going to bring on Marty. Dan, if you could try and get in the Discord. I know we're having problems with your with the sound and everything. Hopefully everything will work. Well, I'm going to deliberately bring on Marty McFly. Marty, are you there? Hello, Marty.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's.
Right then, Marty. You're coming in the chat. You're desperate to sort out your team and everything, but you're taking the piss, aren't you? You got 61 points this game week. There's nothing wrong with your team whatsoever. What seems to be the problem?
But that's a wild card too, right? You always expect to get at least a 75 or 80 points on a wild card.
Why is that?
But it's like you get to play with your team, right? And then Madison didn't play.
Right.
And I don't know if he's going to play again. I committed to the double game week. That's all changed. I was able to sleep good one night. No, I don't know what I could. I don't know what to do. The new year is starting off wrong.
You're 20,000th in the world, aren't you?
27. So
27,000th in the world, and you're talking to someone that's 1.7 million. Dan, who's 1.7 million. Various other people on this, this. This stream that are very low, and you've got a problem with being 27,000th with a team like this. I mean, this team is looking fantastic.
Yeah, and then like the double game week is the problem, right? Because I basically committed to that, and now it's done, right?
Well, what's done? So I don't understand. What's done?
Like City's playing there. I have no City, right? They're gonna double game week. I have nothing there.
No, but you have
got a transfer I have to use.
You've got triple Liverpool, who are the best team in the division. You've got Manchester United coverage in Fernandes. You've got the usual in Susek and all the other, and double up on Leeds. Well, I don't know what the problem is, Marty. I think you're panicking for no reason at all. Man City aren't exactly looking that good.
Yeah, it was just nice to have a good night's sleep last night, and now here I am, right? If you can just help me with one trade here, because I think I still have to free hit on 18, right? I have nothing there. So if I can make one trade here, or if you can make one trade, who would you do?
Why do you want to make a transfer, though? I mean, if I look at this team here up on screen, like as everybody's seeing here right now, we've got Nick Pope in goal, Robertson, Trent, Justin Dallas, Salah, Susek, Fernandes, Son, and then Wood and Bamford. I mean, what's your formation? I don't quite understand what your formation would be. There's lots of high-profile players there. What would it be? A 3-4-3 formation? A 3-5?
Yeah, I'd bench Dallas and then bring Madison and Son in, and bench Suchek as well. But if I free hit on the 18, like I'm gonna lose a trade, right? so I need to do something there.
But the question I'm asking you, why do you need to trade? What's wrong with this team where you think I have to make a trade? You don't lose your transfer if you've got one free transfer now, and then you go into free. I'm pretty sure on that. Is that right? I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, please, someone correct me in the chat. But I don't see why you specifically need to make one transfer this game week. I mean, what specific fixtures are there that makes you think, oh God, I've got to get a particular player for that particular team?
I just thought I'd lose it, right? And then, like, I don't want to do that, especially like I only got 61 on a wild card.
But
right?
even if you were to, let's just say for argument's sake that is the case. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me right now, right this second, on the chat. No, surprise. My understanding is if you have one free transfer right now, okay, and then you go into game week 18 and you hit the free hit in game week 19, I'm pretty sure you should have 2 free transfers. Do you know anything about this, Dan? No, you can't hear me, unfortunately. Because someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure if you free hit and you get one, all right, okay. Fair enough. You get one. So you have one transfer. I just don't understand, Marty. If you're already free hitting in game week 18, I don't see what the problem is, mate. I really don't. And what's so special about game week 18 that makes you want a free hit? Because let's get real here. The players that you've got.
I only have one player playing. Like Bruno and Son are the only players playing, right?
Bruno, Son, Chris Wood. Susek, Pope, who else is in Safau? Is Leicester playing in blank game week 18? I can't think. I think that these game weeks are being overlooked. People are making much to do about nothing, if I'm honest with you, Marty. That's just my opinion. But then again, like I said, you're so highly ranked. What the hell do I know talking to you?
Well, you're the one that brought me here in the first place.
Well,
I think, so.
You're the one that's going on about in the chat. I need help with my team and everything. And you're here on air, and you're not really convincing me as to why we need to bring you on, because you seem like you've got a plan in place. You seem to know what you're doing, and I don't quite know what the issue is. I want to understand from you what the psychology is, what the panic's all about. Because you're doing excellent.
I thought I had a plan too. I slept like a baby, and then I wake up, and then everything just took a U-turn, right?
What specifically took a U-turn? I don't understand what's taking a U-turn. Apart from one extra game's being added to the double and the blank, there's no real U-turn whatsoever.
Well, this City, right? I did this on purpose to avoid City and then bring them in on the 20, game week 20, and now I need them now, right? I think I need City in there.
I don't know. I don't know about City. They're not that great apart from the double defence. I mean, Karma Baby is saying that where is it here? For game week 18. Sorry, it's T Hemming. He's saying you need to free hit as no one plays basically in his game week 18. I mean, you know, if that's what you want to do, just hit the free hit in game week 18, get it over and done with. Happy days. If you want to bypass it and then catch up if you can, because a lot of people are going to be doing the free hit, and if I'm in your position, I'm just doing a free hit to do a defensive block, to be honest with you.
And then you wouldn't make a trade now, or you'd take something like to boost my game week 19?
I don't understand what you mean by you need to make, what do you need to make a transfer for if your team's fine? That's what I don't understand. What would the transfer be?
If I don't use it, it's gone, right?
Well, technically, you won't have 2 free transfers in game week 19, but who would you specifically want to be transferring in? I don't understand.
Like, I don't know. That's why I called you.
I'm afraid I can't help you, Marty, because this conversation is ridiculous. Because if you're saying that you're worried about one transfer to bring in a player for some random reason, despite the fact you're going to be free hitting in game week 18, I don't know what the problem is, mate. I really don't understand what the issue is.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
one of the
I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy here, but thanks for the reality check. Maybe I don't know, and see what happens.
I mean, FPL tips saying if you want City so bad, do Son and Maddison to KDB and a cheaper midfield. I mean, I wouldn't agree with this, but I really.
Do you like Maddison, Steve?
Me personally, no, I don't like Leicester full stop. I don't think they're that think they're just well, I think they're absolutely hopeless, despite the fact they're what are they, third, fourth, fifth, whatever they are in the league or whatever. I just think from an FPL perspective, they're very inconsistent. They don't bring in the returns that you expect. But Mark, your team's fine apart from Chris Wood.
Well, maybe I'll take him out, or I don't know. Adams is playing Liverpool. I might do something there, but yeah.
Chris Wood.
Yeah, thanks.
If you're that desperate to do a transfer, Chris Wood to.
It's just Rodrigo, I think, is my option there.
Silver.
No one else.
Silver of Wolves. He'll be playing, surely.
Right.
If Silver's a striker, classified in the game as a striker, which I'm assuming is, if you want to do it for a 1 week punt, get in Silver for Brighton away. Despite the fact it's not that great, but Wood is just
yeah.
Wood is hopeless.
So.
Well, Bilal making a point. What about Wood to Benteke? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
You never know. But thanks for the time, and hopefully something happens here.
Martin, mate, you'll be getting a 100-point score. I'm sure of it. And yeah, Marty, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
There is Marty McFly there. The man himself, quite incredible, really. Dan's had to go away for a second. I just don't... Quite a character, Marty, there. I don't see what the panic is whatsoever. It does fascinate me. It does fascinate me when people talk in the chat. This kind of desperate state people seem to get in. Quite extraordinary, especially when you see their ranks or whatever. I find it's quite embarrassing, to be honest with you. It's, Toenail making the point, the poor lad's more confused than when he came on. I completely agree. It's pretty Karma, baby. At the end of the season, can we do a Marty McFly compilation? Dad, are you there now?
I'm here, yes.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Good. It's a shame that you can't hear anything on Discord.
Oh, I could. At the end, I could for some reason.
What, on Discord?
At the start, I couldn't.
Right, let's bring on another person desperate. James, what's the problem? James, you're dying to come on. You even have the audacity to say that I'm seeing a message. What do you want to know?
Hello.
Right then, what's the problem?
I wanted your thoughts on my Gameweek 19 draft team that I've made. I'm not sure about this yet.
Right. What do you want? What?
I put it in the live stream screenshots one alongside my current team, with the transfers circled.
Yep. And what's the problem? Sorry.
Well, the two problems that I have with it is I'm not sure about not having KDB, and I'm worried that the hits are too much and there might be an easier way with less hits.
And you're ranked 8,000th, aren't you?
That is correct.
8,000th in the world, and you're asking me, someone that's 2 millionth, about what I think. I mean, I should be asking you, mate. I'm not being funny, but this is ridiculous. I mean, you've clearly got the strategy in place to know what you're doing. Do you really think Man City are worth investing in?
For KDB is that he's obviously got Game Week 18 and now he's a double Game Week player, and obviously Aguero's coming back, so the chances I will be getting a lot of points. But for me, he just hasn't done that well for me, which is why I'm probably going to take him out. But those are the two problems. With the 16 points, obviously that's 5 transfers. I'll be doing it over 2 weeks because I'm free hitting in 18. So I'll do maybe 2 or 3 transfers this week, and then I'll do the others before Game Week 19.
I mean, what's your opinion on the team, the players that you're bringing? I mean, in Fabianski's got 2 decent fixtures. Liverpool, within reason, they're okay. Safal, I understand why. Rashford, a bit of the punt, and Che Adams. I mean, are you really thinking that these double game weeks are going to be that profitable?
Well, I think with Che Adams, I mean, I'll be bench boosting, so I just want to have like, as many double game weeks in as possible. I don't know, he might get a few points. He's got Leicester and Leeds, which from an attacking point of view, there is definitely room where he can get points there. With Rashford, he does have quite a good record against Liverpool. So I feel like over the 2 games, the chances are he will return at least once. And then the other defenders that I'm bringing in, they will probably be getting clean sheets. And Robertson will probably get at least one attacking return, hopefully.
I'm sure whatever you do, it's like Cy Bellamy. Everything you do seems to touch it. Dan, can you hear James at all?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
You can, yeah. The reality is, the question is, do you think Man City are worth investing in for double game week 19? Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. That's the main real question.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean,
those fixtures just look like fairly decent, don't they?
Yeah, and even going after that, I was saying.
I mean, I've got Diaz in, so but I feel like there's room to capitalise there. And I really don't want to look back on the double game week when De Bruyne gets like 20 points and be kicking
again.
I got rid of.
Can you hear Dan? Dan, can you speak to James? Can you hear Dan? James?
I can't. No.
Brilliant.
Oh no, man! I thought you could hear me. I'll talk anyway. I mean, I do think those fixtures are gold. I think with Man City's defensive record this season,
I can turn on the stream if you want. I can hear. I might be able to hear him then.
Okay, it's all a bit weird.
I might be able to hear him then.
Okay.
Talk, Dan.
So,
I've taken James off. Thank you, James.
Okay. So, thanks, James. Defensively, Man City have been quite strong this season, keeping lots of clean sheets. I'm a big fan of Cancelo, as I keep mentioning. So he would be in. You could almost look at potentially a defensive double up. I mean, Edison. You know, we want people that are going to start. That's the only thing that gives me a bit of a wobble about Man City is obviously the rotation. So, you know, you could potentially look at Edison and Cancelo. I did mention Sterling before. James was getting a bit gassed off about KDB, and I can totally understand that. But we have to remember that Jesus hasn't been firing on all cylinders. Aguero coming back from injury. He hasn't really had anyone to supply it. It's no coincidence that obviously when Aguero's there that De Bruyne can link up with him and get the assists in. So I think, it's you definitely. I think you want to treble up on Man City. It's just figuring out how to get players that are definitely going to start. But if you can do it, I suppose it's perfect logic in getting KDB, Cancelo, and possibly Edison as well, or Diaz. I know he mentioned Diaz. That could be another one. But I'm always just wary of this rotation, particularly at this time of year as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Hopefully you'll be able to hear Vince. This is going to be our final caller.
Oh.
Hopefully. Can you guess at this time of year, Dan, what Vince would be calling himself unless you've seen it already?
I haven't seen it, no. I guess it will be something to do with Christmas, New Year.
Spot on, it's to do with Christmas, yes.
Can I just say, guys, it is still Christmas until tomorrow, then Christmas ends. But Vince, Christmas, Bruno, Angel, Di Maria, Hernandez, Grealish, Chapman.
You're miles off. It's Ebenezer Scrooge, and just to clarify, like I know we all have a laugh and a bit of fun here. This is all we're all about. I mean, James making the point here. It's his first season, a bit like Lewis Kirkby last year. Lewis Kirkby having a stormer last season. I can't remember specifically where he ended up in the end, but he was up there like James at the moment, 8,000th, and then this season, Lewis is doing terribly. James is doing like he's just been on 8,000th. He doesn't actually know what to do with his free hit, to do with his blanks and doubles. The reality is, James, is that it's all about just, for me, looking at the fixtures and thinking to yourself, are Man City or whatever teams you feel are going to do very, very well, worth bringing in over this game week? Vince, are you there?
Hello, mate. I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening there.
Can you hear Dan? Dan, speak
Hello,
to Vince.
Vince, are you there?
He can't hear you. You need to
hold on.
see if you can fiddle around with something, Dan. Vince, we've just had, in all seriousness, we've just had James and And Marty, Brian, whatever he wants to be called, is a bit like you, changing his name every 5 seconds here.
I'm not changing my name. I'm in Discord, and these guys are changing my name, and I like this one actually.
Ebenezer.
It suits me.
Now?
Can you hear Dan
Go
now?
on. Not at all. No, I can see his lovely face.
See his lovely face. I wonder
Oh, none of this makes any sense. you guys keep talking.
We'll keep talking, Vince, for a few seconds.
Yeah,
you
right,
mentioned,
yeah,
you mentioned
right.
in chat that Tottenham always enjoy playing at the lunchtime. You got Harry Kane as captain here. We've had Marty and James panicking, I suppose, about double game week, the blanks. I mean, to me, don't think there's much need to be panicking about.
What are people panicking about? It's New Year's. Just get in the fridge, get a beer, and chill out. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I totally forgot. I didn't know there was a stream tonight. I didn't know there was fantasy tomorrow. I mean, this is brilliant. I mean, I'm so chilled. I don't understand it. I've got no plans for anything. I'm just going to wing it. I think that's the best strategy for me now. I'm like the same as you, 1.1. The only way is up. Well, it's not, but I mean, yeah, the season's mental. So I mean, all this planning is chaos. Well, what are you planning for?
Yeah, that's very true. I should really say, to be honest with you, I do understand what the panic is all about and everything, but I just think that these specific blank and double game weeks, they don't look that enticing. The fixtures aren't that great, to be honest with you. That's what I think. I mean, what do you think, Vince?
It's not till next year. Just chill out. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, yeah, okay, there's a 2-week break, and there's a couple of good games. I'm doing no chip strategy, and I'm got 8 players for the blank, and I think I've got 9. So plus the captain, so that's 9, and then 9 for the double when I bring in the rest, and then the captain as well. So it should be a 10. So it's fine. And I'm looking at West Ham, Southampton, and what was the other team?
West Ham. Do you know what?
Leeds
yes.
have got 8 people as well. So it's all about those teams. If you can just bring in those players, you'll be fine for the double.
Yeah,
Other than that,
I
don't know.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Vince, we got game week 17. Your team all set?
Yeah, I mean, you've got it on the screen there. I'm just stuck between, but I could care less, Bednarak and Region.
For me, it's got to be regular.
I know. I mean, I don't care. Whoever gets the most points, we'll just see what happens. But
I think for me, it's got to be regular. It's got to be.
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking Bednarak, Ward-Prowse. I mean, the thing about people are not understanding about Bednarak, he's always there on the near corners from James Ward-Prowse. So he hits the short corners, and Bednarak's on the near post, and he can get a lot of headers. And with no Vestergaard, that's where he'll be aiming. And look at this Liverpool back line as well. It's terrible. What have they got there? They're just farming in people from the under 23s, and they're just like Klopp probably doesn't even know who he's naming on the team sheet because he doesn't even know some of these players.
You confident then with the Kane captaincy versus Leeds?
I don't do confident anymore in FPL. I just do fun. I'm unemotional, have fun, see what happens. I mean, I captained Bruno last week. Have you got my last week's team? Because that was a shower of fun, that one.
Just tell us about it quickly, Vince.
I can't remember what it was, but I mean, yeah, I had like 5 players missing. I had triple Spurs, as you can see. None of them played. DCL didn't play. And Wood, not Wood, sorry. That was Dan getting me at that mindset. I had Charlie Taylor. It was a brilliant. And I still got 42 points, so I could have had a really good game week. So you just got to bin and move on. And yeah, it's just be unemotional about it.
One final question. You all set for the cup then? What's your opponent like?
I don't know. I just squeezed through. So, I mean, I don't know. Is it uploaded? I haven't checked anything. I'll see. It
has uploaded, Vince. Go check it out. Find out what your cup opponent is, and away we go. Vince, appreciate it.
Yes, mate. I just wanted to say Happy New Year's to you guys.
Oh,
great,
absolutely, yeah.
What you've done all year. Brilliant to have Dan back.
Hopefully, you never know. We may get that as a joke. I say joked. It wasn't even a joke. It was serious. Of getting that Office Extras podcast on the go. If that James Alcott wants to join us. You never know.
That'll be brilliant.
Could you
I'll
imagine
have to
that?
jump on the chat if you do that one.
That'd be
Definitely.
fantastic. Vince, appreciate you coming on, dude.
Thanks a lot, mate. Take it easy.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers,
There's Vince Chapman there. And yeah, Dan, it seems to have been a show about double game weeks, blank game weeks, panic. But really, the message from me is pretty. I mean, Brian here saying I've hours of planning down the drain and everything. I mean, let's get real here. It can't be that bad, can it, Dan?
No, I mean, often double game weeks are hyped up and then
Yes.
it just all falls flat on its face. So I wouldn't get, like Vince was saying, I wouldn't get too stressed out about it. I'd just, enjoy this particular game week, make some sensible decisions for the double game week. We talked about Man City, talked about Manchester United as well. So, yeah, just use that logic. But, I mean, I know one of the callers before, James was saying about not wanting to miss out. I mean, there will probably be another double game week. Well, there will be another double game week. Game week 25, 26?
Something like that.
Further along the line. Yeah, so, just because you don't do so great on this particular double game week doesn't mean you're going to miss out later afield. It might be too early to play some certain chips of the double game week. So, yeah, I just think almost like Vince is saying, just ride it out and just enjoy it as well and have a bit of fun with it.
James actually saying, how do I check my cup opponent? On the right, as you can see on the screen right now, on the right hand side, if you got in the top 4 million basically game week points last week, then you should be through, and it'll be on the right hand side underneath global leagues. It will say cup, and there'll be your opponent. And like I say, we got the blank game week up on screen at the moment. As I keep stating, are there really that many players that you want for this particular game week? Sheffield United, Newcastle, no. Burnley, Man United, yeah. Wolves, Everton, whatever. Man City, certainly, versus Brighton. Aston Villa, Spurs, yeah, I suppose so. And then Arsenal assets versus Crystal Palace. But if you're really desperately wanting to bring in Crystal Palace to getting 2 points, Brighton players to bring in 2 points, if not 1 point, Wolves, Everton players to maybe potentially get clean sheets, but that's just a lottery. Burnley players up against Man United, forget it. And Sheffield United versus Newcastle, once again, it's a lottery about who gets a clean sheet out of those two. Whew! Thank you, Denver. Thank you, Denver, indeed. He's saying here, Dan. Happy New Year to the Elite crew, all the subscribers. 4 hours to go until New Year's Eve in South Africa. He's had the best rank pre-New Year, 200,000k. And it's the best show in FPL. We try our best. Cheers, Bilal also saying, Happy New Year. I do well in the predictor this week and maintain my lead. Great stream and interesting trivia. Take it easy. Dan, final words before we clear off.
Yeah, just thank everyone that's tuned in. Enjoy your New Year's Eve and Happy New Year to you all as well. And if you have enjoyed the stream, show your love. Hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't done that. Check us out, social media, Instagram, at Elite FPL, Twitter, at Elite FPL as well. And just, once again, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks to Brian, Marty, however you want to be called, and James coming on the show. Appreciate you coming on, lads. Look, guys, you're doing amazingly. You know what you're doing. Don't panic. Don't worry about it. Honestly, your teams are fine. I can assure you now. Stick with the plan is what I'm saying. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody, is what I will say. Enjoy staying in with your family, even though you're only allowed to say hello to one member of the family. And yeah, of course, yeah, as Ramanathan's saying, 3 p.m, me and Dan are going to be back for the deadline stream. For laughs, fun, and enjoyment is what I will say. Cheers, guys. Take it easy. Cheers, Dan.
Cheers, guys. Take care.